Arsenio. I have to start with the pumps. You know I love pumps. I love women in them. I love to wear them. I love pumps. Those are happening.
Yeah, these are two-tone pumps. These are Tony Chase Di Fabrizio pumps.
Yeah.
And they match my little dress that I had especially made for your show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did Tony make the dress, too?
Tony made the dress. And I just wanted to look nice for you if I could.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I think you can.
You think?
Your pumps are very high. Is that the normal height?
Nah, these are a little higher than most people. These are about 5-inch heels, but I like the high heel shoes because I've been wearing high heels since I was a little girl. Even before I knew I was going to be short, I loved high heel shoes. It's kind of nice that I was so I could wear them real tall. I wanted to tell you something, sincerely. Last time I was on your show, I didn't know I sat in your chair, and I have heard that so many times, and you were so nice. You didn't embarrass me, and I just wanted you to know that I think you're a great and gracious host. And I know that recently you took a lot of flack about the gold medal that Christy Yamaguchi...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Christy Yamaguchi, who is a figure skater, she won a gold medal, and she let me put it on, which we had an understanding about prior to the show, and some people who can't skate and have no business in our business wrote me letters and comments, saying, you had no business wearing that. What the hell wrong with you? And I said...
I can understand you... I can understand you wanting to wear that. I can understand if she might not have wanted you to because she's worked so many years. But in my case...
No. Christy wanted me to.
She did,
and we had an understanding before the show. That's why I'm saying that people out there were in Christy's business and my business, and it was Christy's medal to give me. So chill and turn to another show.
Exactly. So I just wanted you to know I think you should have something of your own. And just recently, my country album called Eagle When She Flies went platinum, and I was very proud of it. And so I had something for you that I brought that I wanted you to keep for yourself, and you don't have to give it back to me.
I won't get in any trouble for wearing it, though?
You won't get in any trouble.
Because, you know, there are people out there who don't think you have the right to let me wear
Oh, but this is for
your
you.
pumps or whatever it is.
But anyway, this is...
Something else I didn't earn.
I thought you might like that, and I know that she's a figure skater, and I've took a lot of flack about my figure through the years, and I've been working on thin ice for all my career. I thought it was only right you should have that and keep that as a souvenir, and I'll sign it on the back. So.
Can we talk about your figure?
Sure.
I was noticing when you were performing, you have great legs, and that's how I happened to see the pumps, because I was looking at your legs. I'm sorry.
They're little, but they're loud.
You have wonderful legs. Is that your best feature?
I don't know, is it? It's not my biggest feature, but it's... I was over there out of breath. I was thinking, you think as big as my lungs are, I could hold more air. It doesn't work like that.
And when you look in the mirror after a shower, what do you like best on you?
My smile, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's probably my smile, especially when I get it straight.
You know, and I know you know about this because I talk to the people that handle your career.
To wear that
I'm going to wear this until they write and get in my business
my
again.
My record label, CBS, Sony, see, they're still releasing singles off of this album, so they'll be proud of me.
I'm a good advertisement.
You are, and I love you for it.
By the album. I talked to some of the people that handle your career, and you've been accused recently of having a leaky implant.
Yeah, I read that in National Enquirer. I was down at the Super X getting some lip gloss before I went out of town the other day, and I saw this, I saw the headlines. It says Dolly's family begs her to have surgery from leaking implant, or Dolly's breasts are killing her, I think is what the headline said. And this lady said, she was so sympathetic, she said, oh, Dolly, is it true that your breasts are killing you? I said, no, they're not bothering me a bit, but they seem to be killing a lot of other people. But in all honesty, that's not a thing to laugh at because there have been a lot of serious talk in the news, legitimate news, and people don't know if it's true or not because some people really are having problems. But to my knowledge, I have not sprung a leak of any kind. I'll be the first to call you and let you know, but I am fine for those people that are concerned.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel privileged that she would call me if something happened.
If I'm spraying a leak, I want you to be the first to know. Okay.
I'll be wearing this till you call, darling.
Okay.
You should tell me a little bit about the movie.
Well, the movie that we just did is called Straight Talk, which that's the little soundtrack song, the first single from the soundtrack, which I had a chance to write all the music for. It's not a musical. The characters do not sing, but it's all voiceover. There are 10 songs in the movie, and it's kind of my thoughts and my feelings. I play the part of a young girl in her 40s, coming from Arkansas, going to Chicago. And it's kind of a Cinderella story. I have a bigger dream than living in a small town. I get there and accidentally get mistaken for someone else. And I get on a radio show where I'm actually just a receptionist at the radio station. And there's a new psychologist coming in that day, and they think it's me. And so they throw me on the air, and I start dealing with people's problems in a down-home, common horse sense way. And I become an overnight sensation, living a lie. People love me. They think I'm great. They don't know that I'm not even a high school graduate. And so I fall in love with James Woods, who works at the Sun-Times. He's the leading role. And so it's got a lot of colors, got a lot of ups and downs, and sort of like the Cinderella story. And we eventually live happily ever after. But it's got a lot of humor, a lot of fun little things to say, and old Southern sayings, and it's fun.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is take a commercial and come back and show you a clip from that movie. We'll be right back with Dolly. I mentioned that I have a clip. Why don't you set up the clip for us?
Well, I would, but I don't know which one it is.
Okay, I'll tell you.
I
We'll
really
watch it,
don't.
and then you can tell them
Then
what
I'll
it
tell
was.
you about it, yeah. I'm sorry.
Sandy, let's see the clip.
Now, if you felt better about yourself, maybe you wouldn't need to be with this other woman. He'd want to be with you.
It's her fault her husband's cheating?
I'm simply suggesting that she look to herself first. Maybe she's too demanding in bed.
Who's demanding in bed? You talk to your callers like that. You should be disbarred or derailed or whatever they do to doctors.
Derailed? Derailed? Where did you receive your training, if I may ask, Doctor?
Where did I receive my training?
Yes. I'm a graduate of Harvard, postgraduate studies at the Sorbonne. Where did you train?
Where did I train? I'll tell you where I trained, at Screw You. You know who came up with the expression, let sleeping dogs lie? A dog.
And Joan, honey, you are not going to change him. You got to live with it or end it. Tinkle or get off the potty. Either way, you'll start to like yourself again.
You know Jay Thomas, the
Absolutely.
DJ here?
He's a radio personality here in Los
Yeah, and
Angeles.
he's a wonderful guy, and he actually was the host of that show in the movie. It was called the Zimmerman Show, and they were trying to trip me up, they're trying to run me out of business in Chicago because I was kind of giving them a hard time. So they were putting me on the spot, and I had gotten a little angry there. But I wish they'd shown a little bit of Jay, because he was very good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Funny guy. Who else is in the movie? James, and who else?
James Woods, we have Griffin Dunn, Philip Bosco,
Yeah.
and, oh, heavens, Steve Madden,
Yeah.
and just a ton of wonderful people.
I read a quote about James. James is an interesting choice to be with you. And when they were describing it, they said, it combines the Prince of Darkness with the Princess of Sunshine.
Ah, who
that
said that?
This was in the Daily Variety.
He was actually very good. Everybody thought he was an unusual choice, but that particular role called for someone totally opposite than my character. He was supposed to be kind of a seedy, sleazy reporter, and he was getting the scoop on me, and in the meantime, we kind of fell in love. But he's always played such intense roles, and I think he was looking for something lighthearted and romantic, and of course, we always read about all his romances and all the passion that he's about in real life. So I actually thought that it worked real well. It was not my choice, but I was all for it, because I've always thought that he was very magnetic, and he was a great romantic lead, and he was a great kisser. And it worked good.
Yeah, did you all become very close? Did you hang out a lot?
We didn't get to hang out at all. We didn't even get a chance to have dinner at the famous old pump room where I stayed the whole time in Chicago, where I stayed at the Ambassador East Hotel. But all of our feelings and all of our friendship, we just saw each other on the set, and all those times we just wanted to hug, then it would work well on the screen. So there were some rumors in some of the tabloids that we were hanging out. Might have been nice, but we didn't get to.
Yeah. But we all know about the amusement park that bears your name.
Yeah.
But somebody also told me you own a radio station.
Well, I did buy the radio station that I started on when I was a little kid. There was a radio station called WSEV. Sevierville is the name of the town, so the WSEV. And so we bought it. Now we have the FM part, and it's called WDLY. And now we broadcast live from Dollywood down in Pigeon Forge. And it's nice. People get a chance to see all that at the Wood. Our new season opens, our 7th season, on the 25th of April. And we got a big star-studded show. Burt Reynolds, Jane Fonda, and Reba McEntire. A bunch of people are coming down. If you ain't doing nothing, come see us.
I'd love to come to Dollywood.
You should sometime. I like your hairdo.
Oh,
We call that bunk hair. On
Really?
The road. We sleep on the bunk and mash your hair over. You always had a sweet slant to you anyway. That's proof of it.
I never thought about it. That is,
kind of
I was passing one of the big boy restaurants, and that's when I thought of
yeah,
things.
that's kind of
I came up with it. What else should we talk about? You know, I was researching Dolly to find out what I wanted to talk to you about. And you know, in all the files that I have, there's not one picture of you and your husband. And I know you're happily married and have been for a long time. I couldn't find a photo.
Well, my husband doesn't like to be photographed. We just spent our silver anniversary this past May, or in May the 30th.
And how long is
25 years.
25, okay.
Years. And I met him 27 years ago when I first moved to Nashville in 1964, and we married 2 years later. And we made a deal right up front. I took him to the first banquet show. I won Song of the Year that I had written, and I took him to the BMI Awards show, and he was the most uncomfortable person in the world in his tuxedo. He went out and rented that. We got back to the house. He said, look, I want you to do well. I want you to do whatever you want to do, but this is not my life, and this is not my business, and please don't ever ask me to go into any more of these things. And I never did. And he thinks that I do good, and he's a fan in his way. He doesn't like all the songs I do, but he's a fan of mine personally. So he just prefers to be left alone. He's kind of a loner, but he's a real fine guy. He's real country. He's real smart and real funny. But he just doesn't like to be around a lot of people, and he don't like all the behind the scenes, and I don't think it's right for me to shove that on him. So we kind of give each other freedom, and we're great friends.
I think when you're married to Dolly Parton, you really don't need show business. You just sit at home like this. You know, I understand where he's coming from. You know? She'll be home off tour soon.
Put on your badge and shut up.
Okay. You know,
No, really. I was kidding.
Speaking of songwriting, interesting irony, because this next song, I heard that Costner and Whitney, they have this movie coming out, and they're gonna redo something you wrote for that movie.
Yeah, I wrote this particular song called I Will Always Love You probably 18 years ago, and I had a country record on it, #1 song then, and I did it also in the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds, and it became #1 again, and it's become a favorite song. I always thought if somebody really great would sing it, that it could be a big record, and so if Whitney does sing it, then I think it could be big, and I'm glad you asked me to do this song.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Let me tell them all the things I need to tell them. Straight Talk opens Friday, April 3rd, and...
Soundtrack comes out the last of the month. The whole, not this one, that's the country album that's out. The other one's on Hollywood
Would you bring me some
Pictures.
jewelry made of the...
I'll bring you a Straight Talk if it does good. I'll bring you one, and I'll maybe sprinkle it with a few little diamonds. Mostly rhinestones, but a few little diamonds. But anyway, Greg Ladani and I produced the soundtrack album, and I'm very, very proud of that. That's on Hollywood Records, and this one is, of course, on CBS, and we've pushed Dollywood. Lord, I've just promoted everything I've got.
Yes,
to
we
say.
know who made the
Talked
pumps,
about
the
shoes,
dress,
the implants, and
everything. Okay, so we'll take a commercial, and we'll come back, and you'll be over there
I will,
getting busy.
and I thank you.
Dolly.